One of my best girlfriends died today. Hard news, crazy to swallow. And I've been talking about reciprocity here over the last couple of our conversations. And it got me thinking about assessing my relationship with her. If I was a good friend, if I was supportive, if I was kind, if I was fun, if I was adventurous. And if I gave as much as she gave, which the answer to this question is yes. And the reason why, even though I'm sad, wallowing in the overwhelming of losing someone really so young, because she was in her mid 60s, right? It's not so old. And she had a health problem and, died under whatever the circumstance is. It got me thinking about, how did I learn to assess this situation? How did I learn to be not calm and still with it, but accepting? And as you guys know, I've shared with you here before that I lost my dad when I was 13, and that was rather traumatic. And then at 38, I lost my second husband to cancer. And one thing that I learned from those two experiences is that tomorrow is promised to no one. The second thing that I learned is to make sure that when I leave the table, which means the interaction with that person, to always let them know from my own perspective, my own observation of how I choose to engage in my life with the people that I care for, to really show up for them when they're going through difficult situations, because I know what it's like to go through difficult situations. And even though we all love and care for our people, sometimes it's very difficult to be so vulnerable and be so open and be so completely transparent in a situation where a person can just come in and grieve the loss and express their emotions about these situations. And I learned so much during that last year, because from when my late husband was diagnosed to when he actually passed away was a year and a half. So in that process of mourning someone, the relationship that you have while they're still alive, and then also mourning them after they pass away, one thing that I learned for myself was to really be present in every interaction, to really express my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my wants and my needs with that person, for that person to always know how I felt about them. So if and when that moment came or comes, because it's going to come for all of us, those are two things that each and every one of us are promised, is that you're going to be born and then you are going to die. At some point, you don't know when, but it is up to you to live your life to the fullest. And that was definitely that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned through losing my father when I was 13 to cancer, and then losing my late husband at the age of 38 to cancer. And in some part also living my life with my, severely handicapped and autistic son, is the experience of being with a person, of truly being present, that if you got a beef, squash it, look to a solution and solve it so you can move on. If it's a person that you were meant to learn something from, to teach something from, or just to be, and the relationship has run its course, let it go and move on to fill that space with something else for you. And I know it's a little bit hocus pocus, and it's a little bit detached in a way. And it's also being completely honest and real with yourself as a human being. And that is definitely my takeaway from this, is I am definitely taken aback, because I just saw her literally last Wednesday. We went out to cocktails with some of our other girlfriends and we had the best freaking night. And here we are a week later and she's gone. It's shocking. And at the same time, when I think about the times that we had together, they were so fun. They were so impactful. They were so honest. They were so sometimes aggravating, but we always came through the other side. And I guess that's why I'm here with you, because, Feminine Spaces is about women sharing with women about the stories and experiences that we have, and learning the skill sets and the tools that we need to live our best life through this experience that's us being women. And I'm just taking the opportunity to say thank you to each and every one of you on my platform of Feminine Spaces, as I'm, kind of processing what just happened, and also sharing with you in the process why I can experience this moment, and also take from the wisdom of my previous experiences of being present, being honest, being fully expressing my emotions and my loves for my friends and my family members, and just being fully authentic and present in my relationships. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I trust that by sharing this information, it will open you up to perhaps look at things from a different perspective, or if you got a beef, to squash it and move forward, or that the power of just loving yourself and loving your people can get you through most anything.